Now, a lot of us in the fan base are upset that Elfrid Payton is actually starting some of these games at point guard. And the point guard position in today's NBA is in a unique spot because that position is changing. It's evolving. Stephen Curry definitely changed that position. We all always hear that, but it's really the need of a pure point guard is what's really changing. And when I talk about a pure point guard, I'm talking about a pass first guy that plays great defense, that kind of runs the team's offense and set guys up. A lot of NBA players today, even from the center position, going to the power forward, to the small forward, to the shooting guard, these guys' front facing game is so crazy, so skilled, that they don't even really need a setup man. Not all the time like they used to. I mean, look at the post up. Guys don't even really use the post up game anymore like that. That's how much their dribbling skills have gone up. Just overall, their front facing game is crazy. I mean, why do you think a lot of guys this season are getting their ankles broken? If you notice this season, a lot of guys are falling on the floor. They're getting caught lacking. Why is that? It's not because, the defense got worse. A lot of guys, man, I'm telling you, their front facing game is insane. And it's almost at all positions. And the need of a traditional point guard, particularly like Elfrid Payton, is not really needed as much. You could have one guy on the roster like that, maybe give him 15 to 20 minutes. But other than that, you don't really need him. Most guards in the league today are just pretty much jump shooters, and they're pretty much setting themselves up. They're expected to take a bunch of shots. And once again, this is a Stephen Curry evolution. He's really changing the game, almost in the same way Jordan changed the game. When he came in, it was almost thought of you needed a center and build through that. But Jordan showed that you could actually build a winning product by having a shooting guard be that focal point. But a traditional point guard like Elfrid Payton is definitely needed, almost the same way an NFL team needs a fullback. You're going to need him in certain drives, maybe 4th and 1, to utilize him. But for the most part, he's not used as much, but the importance of having him will show up in key, crucial situations during the game. And once again, that's crazy that Steph evolutionized the game so crazy at the point guard position that the old traditional point guard is now the new fullback of an NBA team. And I'm not saying that to slight any point guard that has that traditional style of play. It's still needed, because if you look at most of the teams that are competing this season for a championship, they at least have one guy on their roster that fits that old traditional mold of a point guard. The Utah Jazz has Mike Conley. The Philadelphia 76ers got George Hill. The Lakers have Alex Caruso. The Miami Heat last season, which was really important for them to get to the finals, was Goran Dragic. And I could also make the argument for a team that's pretty shitty, but they still went out and got a traditional point guard. Even though they made a trade for D'Angelo Russell, they still went out and got Ricky Rubio, is the Minnesota Timberwolves. So once again, the traditional point guard does have a space on a roster, but they're almost fitting him in like a fullback for certain key crucial situations during the game, or depending on what kind of players are already out there on the court. Maybe they can't set themselves up, and the second string guys off the bench, that's where a traditional point guard could sometimes fit in. Or sometimes when you have too many ISO guys on the floor, you need to run at least some sort of offense against certain teams that are more defensive minded. Maybe you fit him in there. So Elfrid Payton this season has sometimes been a nuisance, but he's almost like a necessary evil to have, because he at least brings some sort of balance to an offense when guys go all over the place. They're just isoing all the time. The pace of the game is too up and down, when, particularly in our case for the Knicks, they're not an up and down team like that. You're going to need someone to at least bring some sort of structure to the game, some sort of control and balance. So once again, Elfrid Payton is a necessary evil, even if we play him for 15 to 20 minutes a game.